Alright, check it out. I've made it here to Alleppey. I'm here on the beach in Kerala in India. So I'm having a good time. Getting here was not the most straightforward journey that I've ever taken. So it's actually kind of crazy. So I'm going to share that with you right now. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, if you haven't done so already. There's a lot more coming up. Hopefully not so many crazy days like I just had coming up, but if there are, I will share that with you. I'll be traveling around India for another few weeks before heading off to Europe, so there's a lot coming up. But so, oh my God, I missed my train and I wound up scamming a scammer. So here's how all of this happened. So I was in Bangalore and was supposed to be heading to Alleppey. I had a train. My train was supposed to leave at 5 p.m. People told me it takes like about half an hour to get to the train station, so I thought leaving at 4 would be enough. Now, I can't blame the missing the train thing on anyone fully other than myself, because I should have known better. I should have left out earlier. I left out at 4, and then I decided to take an Uber pool, which is such a bad idea. Uber pool, if you don't know what it is, that's where you share a ride. So it's not just you on your own, it's you sharing a ride with other people who are going in the same direction. Okay, 15 minutes into my Uber pool, I realized this was going too slow, traffic was too bad, and we were making too many stops. Like I knew I was going to miss my train if I didn't get out. So when we stopped, we were actually looking for a woman on the side of the road. He couldn't find her, and I was getting restless. So I got out because I saw a rickshaw nearby. So I actually got out of my Uber and negotiated a fare with a rickshaw driver, went back to my Uber to get my stuff out to just, you know, switch the ride. The Uber driver was like, no, we're gonna go now. And I was like, listen, no, pop the trunk. I was standing outside the car. I was like, no, pop the trunk, just let me get my stuff. I'll still pay. I'll pay for the ride, whatever, I just need to go. And the guy was like, no, we're going directly now we're going. So I was like, okay, if he says we're really going directly now, fine, I'll stay in this Uber and go. He was lying. Absolutely we weren't going directly and we weren't going now. What we did was drive away from the rickshaws where they were, where I could have gotten a ride, continued to look for this woman, wound up finding her, dropped her off somewhere else, dropped another guy off. Anyway, I missed my train, which is very frustrating because I missed it by 5 minutes, which I would find out shortly thereafter. Okay, so whatever. So the Uber takes me to the train station. I arrived at this train station. It's like 5:05. The train's supposed to leave at 5. And I was thinking, please just let this train be late, which is possible. But you know, it was the first stop on the train. So the first stop, trains usually aren't late. Like maybe 30 stops in, 10 stops in, maybe a train is late. But for the first station, they usually leave about on time. So I was nervous. So I got there and I have my heavy bags with me. And there are guys at the Bangalore train station who will carry your things for you and take you to the platform. So he asked me, like, which train are you going to? I told him. Now he says something in, you know, I don't understand it, but he says something to another guy that's clearly about my train, and I think they're discussing whether or not it has already left, because it is 5:05 at the time. Like, I'm late for the train. But like I said, I was hoping maybe I hadn't already missed it. So whatever. So he says something, I don't understand. He says, okay, let's go. So he takes my bag, he puts it on his head, which is so impressive, by the way, and he starts bolting through the train station, okay? So he's like running, literally, actually running through the train station. Like, by the way, I had to fight to keep up with him. Like, he was really going fast and like swerving through people and whatever. And finally, after running for quite a while, he just stops on this one like kind of bridge to the different platforms. He just kind of like stops running, stops moving, and says like, you missed the train. And I was thinking, well, when did that happen? Because like, I was watching, so from where we were, I could see all of the tracks, you know, and none of the trains that were on the track have moved. So he was like, you missed a train. And I was like, well, when did you figure that out? Because, by the way, once he said that, and the way he just stopped so abruptly, and I hadn't heard any announcements, right, saying like, oh, this train just departed, it made me think maybe when he ran off with my bag, like, he was trying to steal it. Because he was running so fast and winding, but like, I thought he was just trying to help me get to the train track. But still, I'm not sure about that, right? I don't know if he was actually trying to steal my bag or anything like that. It was suspicious to me at the time, but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt at that point. So he just kind of stopped abruptly, you know, after swerving and running for a while, telling me that the train has gone. So I was like, okay, well, when did that happen? But he wasn't really answering. I don't know how much English he really spoke, but he spoke some English, you know. So I was like, okay, fine. I was like, can you take me to the ticket area? I was like, but I want to go to the tourist ticket office, the official one. And I was like, do you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, okay. So we start walking, and side note, not every train station has this, but I knew Bangalore did. So some stations in India have designated areas for tourists. They're not travel agencies, they're not anything, they're official government train offices that are for tourists. Which, by the way, if you're in a city that has one of these, they are a real lifesaver, because the main offices, the main ticket stations can really be crazy, filled with people. You know, it can be kind of a hassle. So I was like, listen, can you take me to that office? Because Bangalore has that. So he said, yep. So we start walking, and I stopped him again. I said, the main office, the official office. Yeah. So we're walking, and we walk out of the train station, which, by the way, this didn't at that moment strike me as being a for sure red flag, because in Varanasi, the main tourist office for trains is outside the main train station. It's in like a separate side building. So I was like, okay, cool. He's taking me where I want to go. So he took me to a place that, as soon as I got there, it's obvious it's a travel agent. There's pictures of hotels up and just all sorts of things that would not be present in a government office. Now, at this point, I'm really angry because A, I've missed my train, and I was mad actually at the Uber driver, right, for basically holding me and my stuff hostage. So I was mad at the Uber driver anyway. Now I've missed my train, which, by the way, personal accountability I think is important. I should have left out earlier, and I shouldn't have taken a pool. But anyway, so I've missed my train, and I just want to buy a new ticket or figure out what I can do. And this dude is taking me to a tourist office, which is clearly going to charge me more than just a train ticket. I had no space for this today. I was not having it. So when we stopped there, I was like, what is this, right? And he was like, you want a ticket? And I was like, no, like, I asked you to take me to the tourist office, the main one, and at the train station, like the real one. And he stood there and he was like, you owe me 100 rupees. And I was like, absolutely not. And he was like, you owe me 100 rupees, like your bag is so heavy, I carried it through the train station. And I was like, absolutely. I would have paid him 100 rupees, which, by the way, is a lot of money. But I was like, I would have paid him no problem for making my life easier had he actually taken me to where I asked him to go. And I was like, where did I ask you to take me? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, yes, you do know. Like, and this was a moment where I could have just paid him the money and called it a day, but I don't think it's fair to just take advantage of tourists. He knew, by the way, he's at that train station all the time. He knows that train station in and out. He knew where I wanted to go. And he just chose not to take me there. He thought he was going to scam me and just take me and get a commission. Maybe he was trying to steal my bag. We don't know. I won't know. But he thought that he was going to just take me to like this tourist office and pretend like it was the main office. And absolutely not. Like, I was not at all in the mood for it. And I really stood my ground. And I felt like, you know, it was a bummer because, by the way, I like paying people for service. You know, I have no problems paying people if they're helping me with something like that, especially manual labor. My bag was heavy. But I was like, absolutely, I will not. And by the way, at that point, people were stopping and looking because I was being firm and I was standing there, you know, and people in India in general are like curious about lots of different things. So to see like kind of a conversation, people like kind of were watching, and I was like, no, like, you knew where I wanted to go. You did not take me there. You took me here thinking that I wouldn't know any better, and now I'm absolutely not going to pay. And then at one point he just kind of like, he knew what he did was wrong. He knew it was not where I wanted to go, and he just like hung his head and like walked off. That was all he could do. And then I just gathered my things. And by the way, sometimes as a solo tourist, it can be really frustrating because I really just wanted to buy a train ticket and to not be hassled or to be scammed or to have someone try to take advantage of me. And I didn't know where the actual tourist office was in that train station. Obviously, if I had, I would have just gone there by myself. But I asked someone else, you know, a man who was, you know, near the train station, and he directed me. So it was great. So I did get some help and, you know, was guided to the right place to go. And there is, of course, a main tourist office that is official with the government, and I found it. But I feel like that scammer got scammed, because he could have had 100 rupees, 50 rupees, whatever the price is. He could have had some money in his pocket for carrying my bag around. But you know what? The joke was on him, because by the way, it was hot and that bag was heavy, and you know, sometimes it doesn't pay off when you try to take advantage of people. And that's the lesson I wanted him to learn. It's like, just don't take advantage of people, you know, just be kind, be nice, do a service, and that's it. Call it a day. So that was my crazy journey getting here. Obviously, I wound up buying a new ticket, got to Alleppey. Here I am on the beach, enjoying it. So, a little bit of hassle, but you know, sometimes it's like, it's just what happens when you're solo traveling, and it's definitely what happens when you're traveling in a foreign country and people think they can take advantage of you. Honestly though, people get taken advantage of even in different states. Like if you're from the north and you travel down south, people might try to take advantage of you, or vice versa, you know? It's not specific to any one region, it's not specific to any one country, but it's sort of like being a foreigner can definitely make you sort of a target, and that can be true within your own home country or from a different place. So stay alert. Speak up for yourself when you need to, but also, like, I don't believe in really getting into altercations for small amounts of money, but he was not about to scam me. Not after like running crazy, maybe trying to steal my bag and then taking me to like a scam office. That wasn't going down. I've been in India long enough to know better. So that's it for today. I made it. I hope you subscribe to my channel. There's more to come. Some fun things. I'm gonna show you around Kerala and do some cool things. So I'll see you later.